There we go. Okay. I'm going to wait like 5 minutes. I'm gonna wait like 5 minutes just so that people can come in and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna wait like 5 minutes. Hold on, let me do this. Okay. Well, there we go. There we go. Make sure that you know that if you put something in chat, you're just gonna be timed out for a while. Just because, again, I want people to focus on what I have to say instead of, you know, either people putting dumb stuff in chat or, you know, putting dumb stuff in chat yourself. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, wait. Whoops. Okay. There we go. All right. Just making sure that I have everything all figured out. Okay. There we go. Make that tweet. All right. Once again, gonna wait like 5 minutes. Oh. Yeah. Gonna wait like 7-ish minutes. Yeah. What? Yeah. I'm gonna be okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait 5 minutes. I'm gonna just keep kind of repeating that until the 5-ish minutes is over. So yeah, make sure that you aren't putting anything in chat. You're just gonna get timed out, really. That's all you're gonna do. Yeah. Just so you guys know. This is a serious, hold on, I'm gonna put there we go. Serious stream here and there. There we go. And I don't have a category set, just so you guys know, just so that people from that may just be like scrolling through don't find it and then just like putting heinous stuff in chat, because I know that it will exist for a second before it gets deleted. So yeah. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. Cool. You are just gonna be timed out if you put anything in chat. I'm gonna just keep saying that. I'm just gonna be waiting like 5-ish more minutes, I think. So just again for people to come in, because it is very, very important that you guys listen to the entire thing, as well as do not just like, you know, get only like a little bit of it and then think that that is all that I had to say. That's very important. Again, I'm going to restate that when everything starts, but just so you guys know that's what's going on. Yeah, but make sure that you guys don't chat again, because you will just be timed out. Again, I'm waiting 5 minutes to start so that everyone can come in. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Let me put something about talking about. Okay. I'm just gonna put your stream. There we go. And put it on there. Just put it on there as well. Just that a lot of people don't come in and ask what's going on. You know, if you read the title, if you read that. All right. I'm waiting to start because I want people to be here. I will actually begin what I have, you know, thought about and prepared in like literally 2 minutes. So just so you know. That is the reason why I'm just like keep talking and everything, because I want as many people in here before I begin, because it is important to hear the whole thing. Okay. We are. Okay, cool. I think we just double check some things. Okay, cool. All right. So for full transparency, I do have like little notes and everything that I've written down over the past day. I've listened, I've researched, and I've also discussed with people just varying topics in regards to a lot of the criticism that people had. And again, I just have it prepared here so that I can organize my thoughts. I don't go off on tangents and everything, because that's just something that I do a lot. This stream is going to be a little short. I mean, it's probably going to be maybe about an hour and a half, maybe less, if I can, you know, get through everything that I do want to get through and talk about. as well as there's some very important things I want to talk about throughout. Once again, please listen to the entire thing in full. And the one thing that I do ask is that if people are asking for context in regards to what I'm saying, what the stream is and everything, please direct them to either this VOD or what's going on right now, instead of making either summaries or something else, because I would want them to hear it directly from me. So just so everyone is aware of that. But yeah, I'm sorry if I have to like reword things and everything in my mind. Again, I will be trying my best to be as articulate as I can, but I do have trouble doing that sometimes. So just so everyone's aware. Yeah. So basically, there have been a lot of events in the past couple of months. Not just what happened yesterday, but what also happened a few months ago with how I did handle what was going on and how I talked about Palestine, as well as just a couple of other things that have happened both publicly and privately that have made me kind of realize a lot about content creation, what I do as a whole, as well as my handle on it. But before I talk about going forward and everything, before I talk about the sort of like changes that I want to implement in both my life and also how I handle things online, but also, everything else, I do want to make sure that people hear what I do have to say about all of that. So I'm going to not necessarily give more context, but I'm going to address what has been going on right now. And this is just to make sure that everyone not necessarily has to accept, but at least understands sort of the background of what happened yesterday, what I posted on Tumblr yesterday, instead of things being either missummarized or like word of mouth and all of that. I want it to come directly from me because I know that I did not write that the best. So, and again, this isn't really to say that I don't want to be held accountable for it. I definitely do. And I just want to provide more context to it, as well as provide just my my sort of like actual statement on it instead of just the paragraphs that I posted. So yesterday, after I got a Tumblr asking what was happening with The Last of Us Part 2, I talked about what happened and how I did try to finish playing it in February after someone DM'd me with a Vice article that was titled "The Not So Hidden Israeli Politics of The Last of Us Part 2. That's the title of it. If you want to look into the article itself, I highly recommend it. Now, my decision to continue to play the game was not the right one, and I definitely agree, and I said in the post yesterday that I agree that it was not the right decision to make. I should have done more research back in February when the person who DM'd me first brought it to my attention. I didn't, and that is, again, a mistake that I made back in February when someone did DM me about it. I streamed it a couple of more times, then stopped due to time, but I still should have done the research, and for that, again, I very much do apologize for continuing to also talk about it in the months after and not necessarily continue to do my research on it because of just everything that was going on. And with the sort of recent events in Gaza, I have learned a lot more about the entire situation, and especially the Palestinian genocide that has been happening. And knowing what I do know now, I would not have made the same decision that I did make back in February. I do want to make it very, very clear that I have dropped games before stream, even minutes before stream, because of either racist caricatures or how they've mishandled certain topics or parallels. And I also do just want to clear up something that I have that was brought up in a conversation that I had, in which people were saying that I dropped a game called Sally Face because of its homophobia or because of a homophobic character. I just want to make it clear that I did not drop it because of homophobia or transphobia or anything like that. I dropped it because of the content itself and what you have to. I don't want to directly explain it, but what you necessarily have to do to some of the characters, especially some that are maybe younger. And that was just something that I wasn't, that I was not comfortable with. If I did say, I don't really remember what I did say when I said the reason why I didn't play Sally Face in the beginning. If I did say that it was because of the homophobia before, I am sorry for misremembering that, but that is the reason that I've had in my mind. So just so everyone is on the same page about that, I just wanted to clear that up because I saw it getting brought up a bunch, as well as it was brought up in some of the discussions that I had yesterday, and I feel like it was important to sort of say that. And The Last of Us would have been one of these cases where I do drop a game if I had actually done the research and understood what was truly going on. And again, I didn't do that, and for that I do apologize to everyone that was affected by me doing so. I wouldn't have streamed it anymore if I knew about everything, and I should have done more than just, read the article and then make a rash decision that I shouldn't have made. This was kind of during a time where I was sort of overly afraid of people in and out of my fan base who would be both affected by this because of the fact of people that sorry, I misworded that. Okay. This was during a time in which I was afraid of people that were in my fan base who would be affected by this, affected by me dropping the game. Not necessarily people that would be upset at me not finishing the game, but more so that some people in the community would get upset and hurt the people who had concerns about the game, like I have seen happen sometime before. This does not mean that what I did was correct. I do not personally agree with it anymore, and I wish that I did make a different decision. And I do apologize to the people who were hurt by my decisions back then and now as well, in the way that I addressed it. Again, my explanation for it is not meant to be an excuse. It's not meant to be any reasoning, and you don't even have to accept it because I honestly don't. But I just wanted to at least clear up a lot of the sort of like the misconceptions that I have seen from time to time, and especially just because I had a conversation yesterday in which I did have to clear it up, so I thought I might as well clear it up now before we do get into everything else. So yeah. And also, just an important thing before going forward, if this is all new information to you, all right, if this is all like, or you think like, oh, this doesn't really like matter that much, like blah, 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 this is not for you. This statement is not directly for you. This statement is towards the people of the community that I've hurt, the people outside of the community that I may have hurt, by both making promises that I have not kept up on, as well as continuing to play the game, as well as just not being as active as I should be, especially with supporting Palestine as well. That is who this is for. So if you feel the need to go like, oh, you didn't do anything wrong, blah, 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 it's not really your place to say if you are not directly affected by what I have been talking about. So that kind of brings me to now sort of the past couple of months as a whole. So everything that has sort of been happening within the past couple of months has made me think a lot about the help that I do want to do and the changes that I do want to make in regards to how I handle both my platform and the community. And especially it has made me think about how I've not been really good about my promises to help the BIPOC and minority groups within my community to feel comfortable, to feel safe, to feel supported in the community. And also I've not made good on my promises to also help raise issues that I see, that I come across and everything, as well as issues that people bring up to me as well. Because I do want to make a positive impact using the platform that I have, because I believe that it is basically my responsibility to, because of the fact that I know that I do have the ability to, and I do not want to sit idly. And for, the last few months, I have sat idly, and I'm going to take full responsibility for that. So I know that, I know that a lot of people have brought issues to my attention on Twitter and other social media and everything throughout like the past couple of years. And that's kind of how things have happened. That's kind of how things have been done, is which people would bring things up to me and everything, and then I would do research into it and address it and everything. But I don't want that to be the way that things have to happen anymore. It should not take pressure. It should not take people telling me to say something in order for me to speak about something, because the way that I should speak about something is because of the fact that I do want to speak about things, and not necessarily because there's a lot of people DMing me like, hey, you should speak about this. Your job when it comes to being in this community should be to enjoy the content that I make. And anything else you do should not be because you feel a pressure to either make me aware or because other people are doing it, but it should come from your genuine want to help, as it should come from my genuine want to help when I either make a statement or say something. Because I do not want to put that responsibility on my community, even though I very, very much appreciate the work that people have put in. It is a lot of emotional labor. It's a lot of mental stress that someone has to put themselves in order to sort of make those threads, either based on their experiences or based on their research that they've done. And I do not want the members of my community to feel like, in order for me to talk about an issue that affects them, that they have to make an entire thread on it or have to get someone to talk to me about it. That has been a flaw that has been rightfully pointed out. I want to be able to sort of uplift and be aware of what is going on my own, and I want to be able to learn about the different things that are going on in the world, not necessarily because anyone tells me to, but because it does come from a place of genuinely wanting to help. Now, I do want that to change, and that may mean that things sometimes happen slowly, but I want people to be aware that in the future, I may not always share when I'm looking into something. That may be viewed as like, oh, you don't care about sharing this with us and everything. But I want to make sure that I do take the time and give the proper energy into understanding what is going on, because there are many, many potential sort of risks when a creator does use their platform and everything, which is the reason why so many creators don't, is because they are afraid of those risks. Or at least that's the reason for some creators. It may not be the reason for all, but I know that is at least the reason for some. And I want to make sure that I am spreading information, uplifting, and helping in the most responsible way I can, and also the best way that I can. And again, I'm very sorry that I have dropped the ball on that, and I have not made true to the promises that I said that I would, especially the last time that I did talk about something like this. And it does very much seem simple to sort of share information in this day and age, but sometimes that information could be wrong, or there might be more efficient ways to help and everything. And that has been one of the main issues that I've had trouble sort of dealing with and everything, is what is the best way for me to help. I initially thought that was charity, but again, as you guys have rightfully pointed out, it is not. I do promise to do better in the future. I promise to help more. I promise to spread more information, be able to show links to charities and everything. I do plan to help spread like different people and everything, and help just like their messages get out as well. And I know that there's a lot of problems with that statement. I know that there's a lot of problems with that statement, in which I have said it many times before. I have said I am going to do better, and then do better for a little bit, and then not really have any change besides that. And I know that that is a problem that I have. So instead of just making a grandiose statement, I don't even know if that's where, I'm sorry, about the future, and just saying like, hey, like I'm going to be doing better in the future, I want to tell you guys directly what I'm going to be doing in order to change how both I act and what I do in the future. I am going to be making a nonprofit group that the main purpose of it is to uplift both voices as well as both vetted and verified information using the ranboo platform, using the platform that you guys have given me. The sort of idea is to have experts in many different fields from many different walks of life, from many different places, from that help out with different charities and everything, to help build valid, credible resources that both I can use and that you guys can use as well, from their experience as either a researcher or a charity worker or an advocate. We have many plans for many different types of people that have worked in the sort of like realm of, I would say, charity. I'm already working with someone that has had years of experience doing so, and they are going to be helping me lead this organization, because they've helped me vet charities in the past, as well as help me get verified sources, and as well as already have discussions about topics that I may never have been able to understand otherwise. And they also help me understand it on sort of a more deep level as well. So the plans for it are already in motion. Then what my plan is then I can use that in order to be able to spread a lot more information and be able to help a lot more people and feel confident about what I spread, and not have to worry about, oh, what if this doesn't come from the right source and everything, just so that it comes from people who have genuinely done this as a job, as a profession, and does not just come from people who DM me and people who like let me know about resources and everything. I think it will be able to sort of help me do better about what I do, just in general, with advocacy and with who I want to help, as well as just how I handle the community in general. Because there is a big problem when people, especially creators, talk about things or uplift things, where it becomes more about the creator rather than either the charity or the cause that they are trying to promote. And that is something that I want to hopefully try to have as little as possible of, by not necessarily instead, but by also lifting up the voices of the people that I will be consistently talking to and strategizing with and sort of creating things with. Now, I want to make it very, very clear that I know it may seem like I'm just outsourcing the work that I should be doing. I know that that may be a thought that you have in your mind. But I do need to find a way to get better sources for my information consistently and efficiently as well. Because I believe that conversations in which I can go back and forth with people, genuine discussion, is the sort of best way for me to learn. And it is the way that I'm going to continue to learn. And again, after talking with the sort of person that has been helping me and will be helping me lead this, I think that it does make the most sense as a step that I do want to take. It has kind of been in the talks for about like maybe half a year to a year now, but I have, after, the events of sort of the past couple of months, I have put the plans certainly in motion. I know that I have a very long history of saying that I'm going to do something and then it only ending up being an empty promise, and I make some excuse for it and everything, but I can assure you the team that we have already put together is going to be on it and is going to be creating it. And I believe that sort of the people that I'll be able to talk to, the things that I'll be able to experience with this will help me a lot more than my own research from articles that I find ever could. It will also be a chance for me to hire people who can make a difference and want to make a difference and be able to give them the funding in order to be able to do so. Not necessarily just wide charity wise, but also in a direct person by person basis, which is a very, very good way of helping. I'm not just going to sort of sit back and let this happen, right? I am going to be as involved as I can be, and I'm going to make sure that I do learn and I do discuss and I do have a genuine understanding of the information that is being gathered or that I'm gathering myself. The idea is that it is going to promote more, sort of vetted, genuine knowledge, as well as turning that knowledge into actions. So like, for example, with Palestine and everything, calling your local representatives and calling for a ceasefire, being able to, make a step-by-step guide on how to do that. And just many, many different sort of things. And it's not just going to be about educating myself and changing the way that I act, but it is also going to all the information, all of the things that are written by the people that we work with is going to be publicly available on a website, different social media accounts, using my platform. So it can actually reach people. So it can reach outside of the fan base as well as inside, as well as potentially other content creators who are either scared of, speaking out because they either don't know what's going on or they've got whatever reason they have. I feel like it will, because of the fact that it comes from another quote unquote content creator, that they will hopefully feel more comfortable talking about these types of things on their own streams and on their own platforms. Now, I want to make it very, very clear. It may take a few months for this to be fully ready. I want to make sure that it is something that is genuinely helpful. And I want to make sure that it is something that will genuinely help not just the way that the community is, but way that the outside of the community is one day. It's not something that can be done super quickly, but I will be consistently updating you guys as much as I can. Mind you, there may be some things that I have to leave out due to business or legal reasons. But I will be keeping you guys updated because after discussing it a lot more, especially yesterday, I fell a lot more in love with the idea, and I came up with a lot more things that I want to do throughout it. So once it's in sort of a good place and we have a good team behind it and we have good people behind it, I hope to do things like charity streams for it, like charity events with other people, fundraisers, as well as hopefully maybe one day be able to start projects of our own. I've already started, again, talking to a couple of people who can help me get it started, and they're all really, really excited for it. And I want to make it very, very clear again that this will not be an empty promise. This will be something that I'm going to be doing over the next months in order to be able to use my platform better. And yeah, so because I do not believe that I can do all of this on my own. And I think, the best thing that I have had has been discussion with other people and everything. I have just really not been comfortable directly talking to like fans about it or something, because I believe that it should not be your guys' responsibility to do that. And this does not mean that when I am in the process of doing this, or even when it's done, that I'm not going to make any more mistakes during this. I want you guys to understand that I still am going to make mistakes, as you most likely know by now. And it may take me a lot of time to be able to understand things and get some certain topics right and everything, because I want to have a genuine understanding of it instead of just spouting what a article has said, or just, not really having a deeper understanding with a lot of things because of the fact that I feel a pressure to talk about it. It should be coming from the fact that I do genuinely want to talk about some things. Now, you may be wondering, why all of this? Why like everything when I could just be doing more to not necessarily help just Palestine, but also different things when they come up? You know, like it's great that I have people that can verify things, but why this entire new project for it? It's because of the fact that I also do need to sort of rethink the way that I interact and view the internet and the community. Now, I want to make this very, very clear that what I am about to say is not meant to be an excuse for how I've acted. Once again, I take complete responsibility for both the people that I have hurt by not doing enough, as well as the things that I have and haven't done. I do take full responsibility for that. The reason why I'm saying this is because I want to give you guys contextualization on why I'm going to be doing what I'm doing. Okay? I just want to make that very, very clear. This isn't meant to make anyone feel bad for me in any way, so don't. Okay? This is just information on why I've made the decisions that I have made. Okay? So, in case you do not know, all right, in case you couldn't tell already, I do have an anxiety disorder. Again, not meant to be an excuse. I feel like I need to say that in like big letters because I know that there's gonna be people going, oh, but you have an anxiety disorder, is okay. No, it's not an excuse for the way that I've acted. It can cause, so it causes like me like general stress and everything, but also recently in the past couple of months, it has started to cause more serious physical reactions. I don't want to go into detail because again, I'm not trying to garner any sympathy for this, but it has gotten to a point where I do need to change the way that I act both around the internet and around the community and everything in order to put my physical health first. My anxiety has been something that I've been getting help for, but has sadly, I do need to take a step back. So I've realized that a lot of the things that I see about me, which I have always been able to handle, but sort of recently, I feel like just the internet as a whole has gotten a lot better in some areas, but also a lot worse, and it has been affecting my physical health. So being sort of online as much as I have has also been sort of the main determining factor of that. It has started to affect my physical health, and I need to change a lot of habits I have in order to be able to continue to do what I want to do. I want to be able to continue to make that nonprofit. I want to be able to continue to uplift and support people much more, which I do plan to do. But I need to make sure that I'm also taking care of myself. So I will be taking a step back from things like Twitter, from things like Tumblr Ask and everything, and from just in general, I will be focusing more on what I promote as well as the content that I make. This does not mean that I'm going to stop listening to criticism. This does not mean that I'm going to be one of the creators that sort of goes like, oh, I'm getting off of Twitter and then it just ignores anything that their community has to say. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the way that I go about listening to that criticism for the sake of my physical health. The sort of like mindset that a lot of people sometimes have with me, where they put me on a pedestal of like, can do no wrong, can never be criticized type thing, that either falls when I make a mistake or keeps me up there when I make a mistake, which can be a lot worse sometimes. I'm going to make mistakes, and I need people to keep that in mind. And I do want people to still hold me accountable and everything. And I'm not going to stop learning from those mistakes as well. I'm not giving up on either the community or the platforms and everything, just because I made one, or like not one mistake, but because I make mistakes and I'm scared of making another one. I'm going to do better to improve myself, have a lot of introspection on why I do the things that I do, have discussions with both experts on, you know, a lot of the topics that I either do not understand or have not done enough research into. And I'm going to try to improve myself because of the fact that you guys deserve something better. I have not been doing as much as I should have been. And again, for that, I'm very, very sorry. If I knew what I knew now in the past, I would have done the whole nonprofit. I would have done a lot of different things a whole lot sooner, but I can't change the past, and I can only change how I act in the future. Now, again, just to make it very, very clear, this entire thing, this entire stream is not meant to be a solution, a excuse, or like a, hey, you guys should all be okay now. All right. For how, like I still have incorrectly used my platform. I still have not been doing what I should have been. And again, I'm sorry for that. There is no excuse for that. So I don't want anyone to go, wow, I can't believe how great ranboo is because of this. And I don't want people to immediately just, no more criticism. I am completely okay with criticism. I may not see specific criticism as much, but trust me, I'm not going to say the way that I'm going about it, but I will be handling the way that I view my criticism a lot differently. Now, I also want to make this very, very clear that this does not mean any switch in what I'm doing, but this rather means that I will be doing more. It means switches in some aspects, but it just does mean that I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be doing more to tweet out helpful links, tweet out instructions, tweet out things that you guys can do and use this platform that I have and this community that I have for good, like I should have been held years ago. Yeah, and it's just going to, the entire nonprofit thing is just going to be in addition to what I already do, and hopefully it will be its own completely standalone thing with an organization of a bunch of wonderful people. I'm going to, again, be very clear about it. I'm going to be very transparent about the steps that we are taking, and I hope that it does turn into something that can cause genuine change with the platform that I have. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. It's mainly the main takeaway and everything is that I do want to grow. I do want to do better. And I want you guys to as well. All right. And I think that this will hopefully be good for a lot of people because that's what I want to do. I want to do good. I want to be a positive change. I don't want to fall into the same trap that so many people fall into of like, oh, I can't talk about this thing because of that. I want to be a lot more helpful and listen and understand and have a genuine knowledge of the things that people bring up. So I think, again, that the sort of the team that I'm going to make, the nonprofit and everything is going to help both my physical and mental well-being while I do take a break, or rather not a break, but just rather a step back in how I handle certain aspects of the community, and so that I can keep doing this for a long time because I want to put the work in. Yeah. So in the end, I'm very sorry that it took this long. I look forward to sort of continuing to help and try, and I will make mistakes down the line, and I am sorry for the mistakes that I have already made, but I appreciate everyone who gave me feedback on what I said, and I very much appreciate the people that I directly spoke to help as well. And I hope that you guys keep caring about everything, because the amount of things that I have seen from the community and because of your genuine want to help, I mean, the Particles for Palestine project has raised, I think, over like 35,000 now. I think it's more than that. And I could not be more grateful for the community that I have, because you guys are here because you care, and I care about doing better. And I've said it many, many times, but hopefully this will be one of the last times that I do say it. I'm sorry for not doing better with what I've been given, and I thank you guys a lot for being here. Now, again, I want to make it very, very clear that I will be continuing to do more in addition to the nonprofit. The nonprofit is not a replacement, but rather is an addition. I still am going to do more to help raise both knowledge and money and just information about Palestine, as well as I have plans to do some charity events and everything. For example, MCC. This next MCC is going to be my last one, and I am going to not only be having every single sub, every single bit, every single donation that I make go to a Palestinian charity, but also I will be matching the amount of coins that I earn throughout the entire thing. So I have many more plans for it as well. I have some stuff planned for the subathon that I'll talk about, but I want to make it very clear that the nonprofit is not a, hey, I'm doing this instead of helping, or type thing. I just want to make that very clear. Once again, I'm sorry if any of this was worded weirdly. I tried my best to, sort of remember what I had thought about and what all the thoughts that I did want to get out. Once again, I appreciate you guys a lot. I appreciate how much you guys care, and I will be trying to do better. I will be making a sort of brief summary of this to upload onto Twitter afterward, but once again, I do request that if anyone asks for context on what is going on, you please provide them this entire thing, because I feel like if you only include certain bits, then some things may get misconstrued, and I want people who do genuinely care to be able to get all of the information. Yeah, I believe that is all that I have to say. I'm probably not going to be streaming the next couple of days, just to let this message sort of be the main thing. Sadly, I do have a sponsored thing in a few days that I do have to do, but hopefully you guys take this message. And again, I'm very sorry for not doing more. I'm very sorry for what happened with Last of Us and everything. I'm sorry for just letting the BIPOC members of my community down, and I really hope that I can do better in the future, and I will try to do better. Once again, I'll keep you guys updated on the nonprofit. As soon as we have accounts for it made and everything, I'll let you guys know. But in the meantime, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for listening. If there's anything big that I need to clear up, I will clear it up, but that is what I have to say. So yeah. All right. Thank you guys again. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And yeah, so thank you. All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you.